Oh, hello there. I'm pleased to see you, as always. Goodbye then.
Oh, hello. Well, you certainly myself. Goodbye then. Do stay safe. Oh, hello. Well, my... All right.
Oh, goodbye then. Be safe.
pussy. Holy you're such a cowardly
Yo, player.
Hi, what's up?
What's up? Yo, bro. What are you working on? That's like some schizo shit.
I'm gonna do like studying around for World War II.
What? We already wait. World War II? I thought we already did that.
But I think it's good to know, because I think there's modern stuff that people refer back to. It'd be nice to know, like, in detail, a lot of stuff relating to the Holocaust, because Nazis bring it up a lot, and a lot of Trump supporters and Nazis are starting to rewrite World War II history, saying that, like, well, Britain started World War II, not Germany. And then a lot of people on the far left try to rewrite history by saying, like, oh, the Soviet Union is the one who defeated the Nazis, not America, and blah, blah, blah. So it's just good to have, like, a good... I think it
Wait,
could...
so you take it upon yourself to be the one to, like, show the light?
Well, I just like to know it for myself, so that when I make the arguments, I can have like a really strong... Like, it's helped a lot for the Israel-Palestine stuff. And I feel like most people just repeat stupid talking points, like even scholars. Like, when I started the Israel-Palestine stuff, I thought that for the... What?
Are you gonna, like, debate today about this, or what?
It just comes up all the time, so it's good to know it. It's good to have the background, I think.
Wait, hold on. So wait, hold on. So you're studying against nobody?
Well, it comes up a lot, so like, somebody will debate about it.
Wait, is there people that don't believe in World War II?
Yes.
They think that there wasn't any World War II?
Well, they just think wrong things about it. Like, people on the far left want to say that that Russia was the one who defeated the Nazis, or they want to, or people on the right will say like the Holocaust isn't that real, or it didn't happen as bad as they say it was, or people are now saying that like Great Britain or the United Kingdom started World War II and shit like that.
I know a bit about that actually. I took advanced war history in high school. I studied World War II. And I know they didn't defeat them, but I know that the Germans weren't prepared, and the attack took longer than they thought when they were pushing, and then they lost the big battle of Stalingrad. They got fucking clapped cheeks raw.
Yeah, they got clapped in a lot. Yeah, the Soviets lost a lot of people too, though. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know some of this stuff. I've you know, the destroyers, the U-boats, all that. I studied that.
Nice, cool, good job. A
Is
plus.
that kind of fun though?
Is it? Maybe I didn't like history at all in school, so I didn't learn fuck all. I mean, like I'm sure I learned about it.
I know
but
the
not all.
Iron Curtain, the Balkans and shit. The Schlieffen Plan, where they push north to fucking flank or some shit, and then they get fucked on in France or some shit.
Yeah.
Chat, am I right about any of this or not?
What happened? Wait. I'm gonna grab my water bottle.
I'm wrong. Come on. What else? Hold on, chat. Guys, I'll present back the topics. Chat, it's important for me to be right about some of this shit. If I'm wrong, I can correct. See what I can do, Disney? See, I have certain worldviews that I uphold, and sometimes I feel like they might just be wrong. And I think that's okay to be wrong. If I have better ones with more knowledge and data, so that I can have a better stance. Thoughts about that?
Well, it depends on what exactly you're talking about.
Well, I did it. Like, you know, you said you didn't watch it, right? But I heard that you heard about like, the whole shooting the other guys,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then, for me, it wasn't a big deal in certain ways. It was only a big deal in other ways. People got the wrong message, I feel like, overall, right? And I think what's important to me, I want to make sure I'm like right about it, right? If I'm not, then I can just, you know, improve my time. Yeah.
Can you do me a favor? When you say like it's important to be right in some ways, but not. But,
Yeah,
like,
I'll elaborate.
Yeah, just give me like an example. Where you,
Yeah. Okay, here it comes. What are your thoughts on the use of slurs, like F word? Like, give me your detailed version and understanding of its usage and whatnot.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So so this is my like broad view on humor and language, okay? I don't
Yeah.
think that any like individual word is necessarily always bad or hateful.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
But
that's kind of obvious. Yeah.
Yeah, well, not to everybody. But like oftentimes words will be used in hateful ways. And also there are people that will always interpret a certain thing in a hateful way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it just depends on who you're talking to, what the environment is and everything else. I think that when you're engaging in edgy humor,
Yeah.
I think it's really important for these are for my values. I think it's important to understand why you are getting a laugh that you're getting when it comes to deploying certain types of humor. So this is at least my impression. I don't know at this point. Maybe I'm fucking delusional, okay? But back in the
Right.
day, on the old internet, okay, people would say like the most racist, vile shit you possibly could. The reason why it was so funny was because of how horrible it was, and everybody knew it was horrible. Like, that's why people are laughing. So if you were to say some crazy shit about Chinese people, black people, whatever.
Yeah, it's the
people
absurd. It's the absurd.
Yeah,
It's the absurdity
yeah.
of like the discussion is at a level 3, and now I'm gonna say something it's like a level 300. Like Jesus Christ, it's far out.
Yeah,
it's
and it's
funny
like
because
so,
of how far it is.
Yeah, it's funny because it's funny because it's so obviously horrible.
Yeah.
Like we know that it's like a bad, horrible thing. But I think that like as the internet became more popular, especially probably in like the 2005s and onwards, 2010s and onwards, as more people became involved in the internet, a lot of this might just be due to like demographics of who's on the internet as well. So for instance, like 25, 30 years ago, the people on the internet are mainly going to be like probably fairly nerdy, fairly like liberal types, like lovely people. Like, these are like your general demographics of who's on the internet, and then like kids and stuff who like the actual, you're not getting like this like deep south racism, on battle.net. These types of people just didn't tend to inhabit these spaces as much. But nowadays, the internet has a lot more different types of people on it. Depending on the communities that you're in, when you start making certain types of jokes, now it's funny, not because it's like edgy or horrible, but because you're like a truth sayer. There's like a degree of honesty to what you're saying. Like, oh, well, when he says that black people are like this, it's funny because we're not supposed to say that because of how true it is. Or when he talks about the Jews, it's funny because we know that this is true, and that's why it's funny.
Yeah,
And-
it's like the fucking like the Andrew Tate phenomenon, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, you're gonna make a joke about women drivers, haha, whatever, right?
Yeah.
We know for a fact they're doing it for the people that are like, oh yeah, absolutely, women can't drive. These mothers like that. It's kind of like the kid of these people, and it kind of gets.
Yeah. So when people want to do stuff like that, the thing that I always say is, oh, what's the joke? Like, because some people will just say, like, they'll say some shit, like, oh yeah, like, I know black people have low IQ, and that's why they're fucking retarded, ha ha ha, and then you're like, that's kind of crazy, bro. And he's like, I'm just joking. Okay, well, what's the joke? Because they're not going to say, well, the joke is that obviously, like, it's horrible to say this. They're going to say, well, the joke is that it's true, and you're just too scared to say it. And I said in a funny way. It's like, okay, well, you're not joking, then. You're being mean. You're just being an asshole. You might be kind of funny when you're being an asshole, but you're not like telling jokes. Like, you're.
Well, it has no tact. That's what you're saying.
Not even. I don't care about tact. I'm just saying that, like, you're not. When you engage in a joke, the idea is there's some level of like deception or misdirection, or like broadly speaking. Obviously, there's different styles here, but that's like broadly speaking when you're talking about really edgy, dark comedy. Generally, that's what we're talking about. It's not usually just like, oh, well, this is just my way of being racist or hateful. That's generally not the point of like edgy humor. Usually, it can be, but if it is. For me personally, I don't want to be involved in those communities, and I don't ever want to be using edgy humor in those communities, because when I say something and the intention is, well, obviously this is like a horrible thing, other people might be laughing and going like, hell yeah, brother, like I
Yeah,
agree, there we go, hell yes. Destiny's woke on this, he's red-pilled on this, he knows that, and it's like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is perfect what I mean. I think Andrew Tate does that a lot, in my opinion anyway. I think it's like how he gets a lot of points is like, you make a joke, you make a comment, you make a whatever, you make like obviously like a hyperbole or whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah.
And it's like for a fact that you can get away with by saying, oh, it's a joke, right? And then for a fact that some people are like cheering it in the background, like, oh, yeah, absolutely, this is so true, right?
yeah.
That's gonna my view on it anyway. Okay. Okay. Then what do you know about the other? Because I don't want to like waste time.
What do I know about like the you and Aiden stuff?
Okay. So like, they went sideways because usually what happens with these guys that I try to like kind of target intention. That's usually kind of how I do it, right? Like I know some of these guys, like they're kind of just they want to be edgy for being edgy. I don't like it, but sometimes whatever. Like I'll tell them a little bit for a second, like doing stuff like whatever, and I'm not gonna pick up about it. Usually it's not a big issue. You know? Yeah, usually it's not like it doesn't break the right? Where I drew the line was very much with intention. That was because like some clip surface or something, and everybody was like, oh, people thought I was like trying to hide it, like this, like kissing clip or whatever, with me and Austin show, right? And people like thinking I was like trying to hide it or something like that, or some shit. And these guys, it's like they're like almost convinced that I'm gay, which is not something that I even try to defend. It's like why even bother, you know?
Okay.
Like I feel like, I mean, in my opinion, it's just like I think if these people want to put a joke like that, whatever, right? You don't. It's like you're not gonna convince them any otherwise. And even if you show that you try too hard to convince them that you care, they'll just poke at it even more, right? Is that true or not?
If somebody knows that you care about a particular thing, yeah, they'll attack it more if they're trying to genuinely.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, if they're friends, they shouldn't be. But if they're if they're haters, if people don't like you, then they'll poke that. If they see that it's a little bit of stuff. Yeah.
So I didn't even bother telling myself like, guys, I'm not gay, I swear. I gotta play into like whatever, I kiss guys, what about it, right? Which was kind of my view actually, but whatever. It's gonna how I played it off of. And then sometimes we play COD or play whatever, right? And then they'll throw the F word here and there, right? And I can kind of see that the intention like is not in like an anti-gay way, and they're just kind of being edgy or whatever, and I'll like tolerate to hear it, right? It's like, whatever, man. It's like, dude, I'm not. It doesn't like offend me personally, right? And they use like a plausible deniability of like, because they've used it like maybe 50 times in the past. The other day, like there's like a big emphasis on that like clip of like me kissing whatever, and there's like an added layer of how I felt anyway, of like hostility, almost like because of that, which is like only my view on it, right? So it's like it's up to interpretation at this point, right?
Okay.
But then, at one point, I think he said something like, oh yeah, like you kissed, do blah blah blah, F word. Just kind of slaps it, right? And I was like, okay, well, I think the intention there is pretty much just like, that's pretty much the way that, I'm not gonna tolerate how it's being used, you know? Like a very like targeted homophobia way. Like, if you agree with that or not?
I don't know the people enough. I mean, like, if I'm stereotyping based on Aiden and his friend group, my assumption would be that those guys are all super homophobic. So that'd be my assumption. But I don't know.
Yeah, but still, I don't want to leave it up to chance at this point, right? I'm trying to give you context. Like, the phrase was like, oh yeah, you kissed dude, blah blah blah, F word, right?
Okay.
So I was like, okay, well, I can kind of like tolerate hearing it, whatever, right? But that's just kind of like the intention is like the intention would be to harm, right? Or hurt somebody. Let's say I was gay, right? That I mean, I think that would be pretty lame to fucking hear, right? It's not really the type of interaction or people that I want to like kind of be around, and if they're gonna operate that way, does that make sense? Does that make sense or not?
Sure. Yeah.
It's not really a method that I really agree with.
Okay.
So then, I'm like, okay, this is like really lame. I don't make all my other guys uncomfortable. And I was like, this is like really. So I kind of like, and I just had not reply to what he said, and just kind of chill. I'm like, I'll see how it plays out. And things get kind of like tense, whatever. And then like, he like does it again, right? And I was like, well, because we weren't playing any games at that point anymore. We were like kind of done with the night, you know. And things were slowing down, and we were looking in like a COD pre-game lobby. It was kind of like, shit's gonna get fucking. And it was like 6 a.m. and I was like, okay, I'm kind of out of here. Like I'm not gonna sit here if we're just gonna be like that, you know. And then like, everybody's like, oh my god, he's so soft, he's so this, he's so that. And I was like, guys, like I'm not gonna like, I care about my community, but I uphold certain worldviews or whatever, and I don't want to be around that. Like, I'm not gonna like let them do that. People were like, oh my god, you're soft. Also, like, why are you so hurt? And I was like, it's not about me being hurt. It's not like me not wanting to platform shitty ass behavior. right?
Okay.
I don't agree that you should be using like that word if it's targeted in that way. It's just not something that I
Did
want on
you
my
just curious? Did you ever communicate that to them? Did you say, okay, like, can we not do like whatever, or did you?
I think at that point they got the resistance. Like
Wait, at that point, at
first
the
time,
point that you left, or the point like?
No,
when
no,
it-
no, 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 no. Before the second time or the third time.
Okay,
Like,
okay.
every time I'm like, every time they say it, I always go like, "Whoa, guys, chill the f out." I always nudge them every time. Not even once have I not said anything when they said it. Not even once. Chat can say whatever they want about this. I know I always at least nudge them all the time about it. Always.
Okay. So it should have been obvious that you probably didn't. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it's like Jesus. I think you say a word. It was like, "Yo," or like, "What the?" I think it's indicative of like, dude, it might be kind of out of pocket. True or not? Do you think that's enough of a social cue? You think or not?
Damn, this is like brutal, but do you have like a clip of this happening just so I could watch the interaction? My assumption would be it's pretty obvious, but...
Yeah, sure. Chat, pull it up.
The reason why I also don't think why I wouldn't believe this, and I might just be going by what other people have said, so maybe I don't have
Yeah, go ahead.
context, but if that was the case, oftentimes, this happens in criminal court, by the way, you can figure out a person's intention based on the behavior afterwards. So if they had said that to you when you left, and they were like, well, I didn't know it was a big deal, my bad, then that might be one thing, but I thought that what they'd said
Yeah.
afterwards was, well, he made fun of us for being brokies and stuff. And if they're saying that, then that means that you did intend to insult that way. That was your goal, right? If that's your justification afterwards. But I don't know if I saw them say that or if I read them say that. Maybe I missed that, but...
It's something that a lot of some of the community was like, that was a different defense. It was like, oh, he opened the door to this because they did that. Oh, we can say this because they said that. And then they try to they go posted like something with oh, he said tug when I didn't say it. There was one about it.
Yeah, but so that means that they are trying to insult with it, and they know that it's insulting, so they, you know.
Yeah, of course, but usually they say the F words one another, right? Like kind of rarely, like kind of in it. But that day, like you could, bro, it was obvious. Like especially with the way he said it. It was in a way that like if I was gay, it would mean to like, and then the intent would be to harm that way. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Can you
If
give
I
me?
was gay,
Wait.
and I didn't agree with it.
Sure. Can you give me like 1 minute? I just want to watch.
Yeah, yeah.
Apparently, this is when
Yeah,
you
yeah,
leave
yeah,
the ball. Okay.
I did not call them tugs. Nobody was called a tug ever. Just stuff like that. There's like a big like misinformation campaign or some shit like that. Like people are literally trying to push the narrative. I said I called them tug. That never happened. Like that's like a ultra lie.
Okay. Give me like 1 minute. I'm telling something. I'm gonna mute this for a second.
Man, I don't give a fuck, but that nigga can say whatever he want to say, but when I say because he kissed a boy on camera, I'm the bad guy. I don't give a fuck.
Hold on. That's actually, so Schneck, when you say it like that, that's actually me.
Okay, yeah, okay, sorry. What? Okay, I just heard all you. I'm good. Yeah, the guy probably just doesn't like gay people. He's probably super homophobic, yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, on a normal day, I would kind of fight against it or whatever, and like it. Can I vocalize all that, right? At 6 in the morning in a COD lobby, I was like, brother, it's like the third time he said it today, right? I'm just gonna withdraw and just call it a day. Because people are wondering, oh, they're uncomfortable, whatever. They're like, guys, I don't wanna, like, and it was like, yeah, I'll just call it a night, right? And I was really like, let it at that, like, you know, leave it at that and fucking move on, right? But like, everybody's just like, lost their minds. Like, oh my God, so soft, whatever. And I don't think it's about being soft. I think it's about like how I want stuff that I broadcast to make sense for me, right? And how I like, it is how I want the broadcast to be and feel for people, right? I think that there's a few limits that I'll accept, right? And that's just something that I don't like.
Sure. I would say that like if you want to give somebody like the biggest chance possible, then you communicate that like, hey, listen, like here's the line on insults that I don't ever want on my stream because I don't feel like it communicates whatever message I want to communicate to my audience. And then if there are certain insults that you guys don't want because you think that it communicates a really poor message, then let me know. And then you just have like that back and forth, and then you have that like ironed out going forward, basically. Yeah.
So yeah, and I was it's about virtue, whatever. I don't really think it's about virtue. Like, if it was about virtue, I would have made a big deal about it and a big up in arms and some big cancellation thread, whatever the fuck. The person that said it, I didn't say shit. Because I thought, okay, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, right? Maybe I slip up or something like that. I'll see how it goes. But they haven't like repeatedly. Does that make sense? So it's like, I was like,
Yeah, but I mean, you also have to be careful. I don't know if I'm devil's advocating too hard. I'm just trying to represent this because I'm not 100% sure. But like, you have to be careful. If they say it one time and you don't react, they might think that okay, well, okay, like he doesn't care that much about this, and then
True.
keep pushing forward with it, right? Yeah. Somebody in my chat just said this. This is a reliable drama farmer, so I'm assuming this is true. Somebody in my chat said, this discussion had happened with Aiden and Train the night before. Aiden's boys were going hard explicitly because XQC had said publicly that this was frustrating him. Do you know if that's true or not?
That's not at all. But what?
That's wait, so you don't, that's not true at all, or?
When have I expressed publicly that?
So you hadn't expressed publicly that this was frustrating you, or?
I mean, no. I mean, what was frustrating me? What?
I don't know. Calling people maybe. I mean, that's my guess. I'm not sure what this is about. That's what he said in response to.
Well, I mean, people have known that my stance. Like, I mean, I don't use the word, and I usually don't fucking hang out. People are gonna use it like maliciously on my stream. I don't do that.
Yeah, but I think what he's saying is that since you had talked about this the night before with Aiden and Train, that's why the other guys were using it. I think.
No, I think I could be wrong. If I were to be reasonable about this, I'd say that what inflamed this or that behavior was the kissing clip, where like people like put in the narrative that it was gay somehow, and like that was like what they were running with it. And I thought, oh, I think they're using that, like, oh yeah, if he's gay, like we're gonna use that word against him, whatever. And it's gonna be a hater.
Sure. People are saying that you memed on Twitter that you were angry at the clip, and then Destiny, he was literally arguing with Train, Aiden, DJ Act the night before about it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think that's gonna be a parallel. I don't think that that's inflamed. I think that's like an additive of fuel.
Okay.
I really think that the like the found clip on Twitter, like they all reacted to the clip, like me kissing us in it. Like that was really, oh yeah, this guy's gay as fuck.
Yeah, but I think that people are saying that because you had that conversation, then that clip got dug up and then posted all over Twitter.
Oh yeah,
that's why
yeah.
So that argument led to the clip being dug up a ton, and then when you were playing the next day, that's why they were like calling your guys' side. Yeah. That sounds like they're channeling it. But in that case, like none of this was about like them just like bantering back and forth because they thought they would bother you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, that was like where I drew the line. Because I felt like if I was actually gay and they kind of went for that, right? Like, if it was off stream, I could not give a fuck. I didn't want to do it on stream. I think it's kind of like where I really draw the line on that. Is that like a line that's like you think is it drawn over the top and overly like reactive, or I'm like virtue signaling or whatever, or what?
No, I think that's a totally acceptable line. What do you mean?
Okay, just wondering. See, because
to not have like homophobic people calling you. I think that's 100% an acceptable line. That's like the easiest line in the world. What the? Yeah.
Yo, goblin bitch. Listen, Destiny.
Wait, am I the goblin bitch, or are you talking to someone else?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry,
the way you talk, okay, is kind of cold, and you know what you do, okay? When you don't give verbal feedback on the content of a dialogue,
yeah,
your audience and your interlocutor will get lost on whether you agree or are following. When you say nothing, you're talking with them. You're gonna lose them.
Wait, when you're saying you, do you mean like me personally, or you mean like in a general sense?
No, you or anybody. I think when you have a dialogue with somebody,
yeah,
like me now, right? If I say like, oh yeah, that's what I do, right? Usually you can say, oh yeah, that's reasonable, or yeah, that's what I do, or I do this. Or if you say nothing, I'm gonna be like it. You don't agree or whatever. That's kind of how I see it. Because I'm here for like kind of like advice, or I'm here to like what my views. I kind of need some sort of like feedback on guidance. That makes sense.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't like to tell people like how to feel or what to do. If you're just looking for support, we need like a safe word for that. I've had this with people in the past.
I'm not. No. Okay, bro.
Well, okay, if you're like, listen, stop, hold on, rewind. Okay, listen. You asked me a question. Wait,
I told you.
Okay, you asked me, is it reasonable to have that stance? And I said, yeah. I think that's totally reasonable to not want to be called. Yeah, that's totally reasonable. Yeah. 100%.
Well, I'm not even like to reinforce dumb mindsets, right? I'm also here to see like if there's validity in like the other point of views, right? And how do I get more views and mindsets to just have a better understanding of everybody else? Like I know like where people come from, right? And whatnot, what they think. Is it valid? Is it not? I want to
Sure,
expand
hold on.
that.
So are you asking, like, how do you convince other people that your reaction
No.
is acceptable, or how do you understand people that are disagreeing with you?
I guess, but I'm not adamant about doing it because I know that it's an uphill battle. Like you're not going to convince anybody on this, to be honest.
Well, I wouldn't be so sure of that. You're one of the, if not the most popular streamer in the world, or in the English-speaking world. I think you probably have a lot of sway and can convince a lot of people of a lot of things, even if you don't see it immediately. So, yeah, I think your voice matters for this, 100%.
Okay. Well, I mean, the mission is at least gonna explain where I'm at on that, right? And why there's certain things. I think that's been like the minimum, right? Yeah. And I think it was pretty reasonable. But I could have. Like, obviously, you know how the streaming world works. I could have made a big song and dance and fucking, oh my goodness, I was called this word, like, cancel this person, this is so unfair, and this is disgusting. I could have done all that, right? I think extracting at that point was pretty reasonable. Considering my views, yes or no?
Sure, I understand what you're saying, that, like, leaving at a certain point seems reasonable. I do think that it's possible to express certain things without being, like, super soy. Like, I think it's okay to tell people, like, hey, bro, can you, like, call me, like, a bag? Like, that's kind of weird, especially since I know you fucking hate gay people. Like, let's just not do that. I think that's totally fine. Or, you can, like...
Would be good with that? You think the response with visible people will be positive and have any sort of impact, or will go anywhere?
Well, hold on. There's going to be some negative impact. There's going to be some people that disagree with that, but who cares? Like, I mean, you've made your stance 100% clear. If they continue to push it, then fuck them. Or you can make a deal. Like, hey, listen, if you want to call me a fag, that's fine, but I can call you the N-word. Or something like that. I don't know, you can go really hard with it in the other direction. But I think it's totally fine to say, like, hey, listen, like, on my stream, in my community, like, I don't do shit like that there. Like, I'm super edgy. I wouldn't stand for it. If I was playing against people and they started calling me slurs, I'd say, like, no, you. Unless I can start calling you whatever I want to call you,
Okay,
we're not going to do this. This is bullshit.
I understand it. Maybe it's like counterintuitive then. I'm gonna say how it is. This is my social read on this advice. With a group like that, that's how you get fucking your cheeks clapped raw.
What do you mean cheeks clapped raw?
Like they will probably make fun of you, double down, and have their entire group of people fucking quadruple down and just like fucking toss you aside and make you like, oh my god, sorry that, and clip you and belittle you for it. Something that you gotta do with more finesse than just say, hey man, we're on stream right now, could you please not do that's just not
I super disagree. I think you can actually do it. I think it's totally fine. I think people like build these situations up in their head like way harder than that. Like, I think most of the time it's like pretty chill. I think if you just tell somebody straight up, I remember like the drunk driving commercials and shit. Like if you tell somebody like, hey bro, like I think this is not cool, and you're just like straight up with it, I think it's a better response than just being like very timid or kind of walking away or seeming less secure about it. I think if you're confident when you say it and you assert it, like, you know, pretty strongly, like, hey, don't do this, like, and then we're done. I think it's okay. I think it works, yeah.
Understood. Do you feel like, okay, I feel like you're kind of navigating this dialogue with slightly bad faith. Let me tell you that. Just because of the way, whenever you do the debates with people, right?
Sure.
You have like a fun side, right? And you have like a Destiny debate side, right?
Yeah.
You try to make it a fun thing, right? Even though you want to debate them really hard, and try to do like push and pull about it,
Yeah.
right? And just for people to have fun and to get your point across, instead of a debate where it's not unfun and you never don't get invited anymore to like people's gatherings or whatever. You do that, right?
Okay, yeah.
Well,
Right? That's kind of like how I do it with people. I feel like doing your method in that one is like, I say too formal, right? And kind of like kills the vibe in that way. It's like kind of an unfun way. I think there's like a better way to do it. Maybe just talk about it later.
Can I? Yeah,
Whatever.
okay. I understand 100% what you're saying, and I would have agreed with you a while ago, but this is actually, honest to God, this is a huge personal problem that I had for a long time.
Go ahead.
I think that when you're engaging with people, especially people that are friends of yours, or at least you have friendly relationships with, and this applies to everybody in life, I think that there are certain types of people, maybe you included, definitely me, where your desire is to kind of like give in to or maintain the peace, sometimes even at the expense of what you're personally comfortable with. So if somebody really wants you to do something you don't want to, you're like, okay, I'll go along with this. I don't want to like ruin the vibes. I don't want to whatever, you know, okay, fine. And what that does is you create a boundary to where, you create an environment where you can literally never put a boundary up at all. Because then what happens is as soon as you do, now people are going to be really mad at you because you used to be cool with all these things, and now all of a sudden you're telling them to go like way further back than where they ever thought they they thought everything was cool with that before, right? So in this circumstance, it might be them calling you 3 times, and then on the 4th time you leave, and they're like, wait, so what was it 4 times is too much? When what you really want to do is, well, hold on, I actually really wanted to set a boundary the first time you said it. I didn't want you to do it at all. But if you wait for the behavior to become normalized, what happens is that when somebody does a behavior and you don't respond to it, that becomes the new norm on which your future interactions are built, and then they'll just push more and more and more and more, and then when you finally push back, now they're going to be really aggressive, and then it's going to be really hard. Yeah. And then also on the flip side, like, think about it like this, okay? If you're dealing with somebody and you're genuinely friendly with them, I would hope this is your answer. If this wasn't, I would never talk to you. I would think you're a trash human. If I told you, like, hey, when you come on my stream, okay, I just have my divorce and everything, like, could you just not go over all this, or like make fun of me for this, or like attack me on this because I just don't feel like dealing with it? I imagine if I told you that, you would accept that without a second thought, right? You wouldn't even think to fight. You would just be like, yeah, of course, right? Yeah. And by me telling you that, there's 2 things that are happening there. 1, I'm trusting you that I can give you that boundary and you respect it. And then 2, you're trusting me that you can say things that if I haven't told you they're off limits, that we'll be cool with, right? And that kind of like 2-way respect is really important for building a friendship. If there was something that you didn't want me to talk about, or I didn't want you to talk about, that one of us didn't feel comfortable bringing up, it shows that there's either a lack of trust or a lack of respect in that friendship. And I think those are bad friendships, right? Because I'm guessing that on Aiden's side, or any of his friends, if they were to say, hey, listen, like, I know that we joked a lot in the past, but like, can we just never do like thug jokes or never do any of these jokes? Can we just not do that? I imagine you would probably say, yeah, of course, I can stay away from that. That's fine, right?
100%.
So you should hope that they would do the same for you. And if they wouldn't, then fuck them, right?
Yeah, I think there comes a usually pretty general understanding. I feel like with people that like some views are like not gonna be had, right? Maybe that's me being delusional. I think I've been delusional, but I think with this group, or like, I don't think they're gonna do this because I don't think they actually hate people, or they hate this group, or they do that. But I think maybe now they're like they. After that one little baguette that got banded, I think these are views that they do hold. And that maybe I was wrong the whole time. And the nature of our interaction, I think this is a boundary I had to set. This is a boundary I think usually nobody breaches. Does that make sense? It's like an overall thing that people don't do. You don't have to fucking...
No, yeah, I understand. There are some things where it's like for instance, if I was going to date somebody new, I'm never going to set the boundary like, don't hit me. Because like, I wouldn't even want to...
Exactly.
I know what you're saying.
That's how I felt about it.
But when it comes to like slurs and some things, there are going to be some communities who are going to be like, hey, listen, like, I just don't roll this way. Like, I don't say these types of words, or like, I don't want this in my community. Like, I'm sure you can respect that. And also, this is an added level of scrutiny. Like, you guys are all making... like I was gonna say 7, but not like you're like 8, 9 figures depending on what you're talking about, like yearly. You guys are making lots of money. There's a lot of eyes on you. Like this is a bare minimum level of maturity that should be expected in environments like this, right?
That's kind of how I felt about it.
Yeah, when the dollar amounts are this high, when the number of eyes on you are that high, like this should be a pretty easily expectable thing. If somebody's like, trying to rebuke or like freaking the fuck out over, being told like, what, I can't use slurs in this audience, then I mean like that's kind of, bro, you gotta grow up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a, okay, so I'm not trying to look like I'm trying to be a contrarian, but it's usually not, the meter or the standard that I like to use should I say something or not, right? If I have something to do whatever, I like to think my views are pretty decent, right? And I'm not gonna get canceled, or I'm not gonna get fucked over because I think my views they're generally decent. If they're not, I'd like to fix them, right? So like, I never just say, oh, if this is gonna hurt my wallet, or I'm gonna lose money if I don't say this. That's not like the guide for kind of how I interact. Does that make sense? So I wouldn't use that as like the turning point here. Like, oh guys, we're making too much money to be talking like this. It's not really like that, but I get where you're coming from though. Then it makes sense.
And you don't. And by the way, you don't have to use that as a talking point. The reality is if you're dealing with a group of respectful people, you really shouldn't have to justify it at all. In fact, I would say somebody asking you for a justification, unless you're asking about something really weird, that's probably going to be an indication of like a bad person. Like on a woman-man interaction, those are like your potential fists. Or when you try to set a boundary and somebody wants to fight on it, like if you're like, hey, I don't like to use this, and you're like, why not, bro? Why does it even matter? Like, hey, what do you mean, why does it matter? Like, yeah, then the N-words come out. Like, you should just go, like, if somebody wants to have no respect for your boundaries, then you should just go as hard as you want in the other direction. Fuck yeah, that's what I think. But,
well, I mean, don't be concerned about it, but I think the discussion of boundaries, whatever, I mean, that's fair enough. I think probing about what something is a boundary might give you hints about other boundaries that don't have to be communicated. If you understand the root like the essence of why the boundary in the first place. Does that make sense? And sometimes inquiring about a boundary isn't bad, not because you're fighting against it, because you just want to learn more about them. And maybe there's something else I don't have to explore or try, and then I can get a better view of it.
Sure, but that's going to be, you'll know immediately like what that is. So like if you were to say to somebody like, hey, I don't like it when you say like the X thing, can we like not do that on my stream? If somebody's like, why the not? Like, who cares? It's not a big deal. That's one thing. But if somebody's like, oh, okay, are you like, do we not use like any slurs, or like, why is it the F slur? Is it because of something, or whatever? Like that kind of a question is more like a genuinely curious one. But when they ask that there, yeah, like you said, they're also probing for like, okay, well, are there other boundaries I should be aware of, or like, I don't want to cross the line in some other way. Like, what if I just make fun of you for being gay, but I don't say that we're right? So there's a good faith question to make sure that you understand the boundary well. But then there's also like a challenge, right? Like a probe isn't a challenge. The first question is a challenge to the boundary to say like, well, I don't accept this. Like, let's argue over it, you know?
Yeah, you can communicate that pretty easily. I think it's pretty easy to tell if somebody has the right intentions, is being curious, or is being combative, or is fighting again. I think it's not something that somebody can like disguise easily. I feel like, true or not. Usually, most of the time, unless they're like really like bad people, I feel like it.
Sometimes, yeah, but also, yeah, I mean sometimes. But remember, when you step into a totally different community, you also got to be careful too. Like, because as mean as I'm being towards these other guys, like, keep in mind these guys are probably coming from communities where, especially the type of community you're coming from, like being gay is literally like the worst fucking thing in the world.
Yeah.
Like, like anything, like challenges to your masculinity, to your character. So not only is it important to not be gay, it's really important for everybody to know how not gay you are. It's like the most important thing in the world. So when you see gay behavior, you've got to call it out. Like, these guys will have more finely attuned gaydars than actual homosexual people that are actually taking out the ass, because they're so on alert for every possible potential gay thing, and they have to call it out to prove how not gay they are. But that's like the communities that they've been in, and that's how like they've been raised, and that's how the way they communicate. So yeah, so you have to be aware that like not everybody will come from the same value background. Yeah.
And a lot of times I think it's like when there's like too much work to do. Like I'm not somebody's nanny, and I don't want to be this like, oh, you shouldn't do this, you should do that, you should do that. I feel like sometimes it's like if they have those beers or whatever, it's kind of like okay, well, I mean, I'd rather like kind of distance myself or whatever, because I feel like there's too much there. Make sense? You're just incompatible in that way. True or not? It's just too much.
I mean, it depends on the character of the person that you're with, I guess. Because there's a separate quality for understanding and agreeing with somebody's boundary, and then there's a separate quality for this is a social norm and I'm just going to respect it regardless. Like, you could have a really strong feeling that nudity is the way of the world and everybody should be nudist and blah blah blah, but still have enough respect for people that you visit or people around you to like wear clothes when you see it, right? So you're not necessarily agreeing with their value of wearing clothes, but like you have enough respect for them to respect their particular values. If that makes sense, right? So they might come from a community where like, well, listen, we say this all the time, and I think your rules like kind of like I say like retarded and autistic, but if I was around somebody who was like, listen, like we're gonna do these projects, could you like not say these words? I'm like, yeah, that's fine, I have no problem with that. That's okay. Like I can be respectful of that. I don't agree with your position there, but like I'll do this out of respect for you.
Yeah. I guess I can't handle about that one word. I was under the impression, still am, that like I don't think it's a lot asked to like dodge one or like two words.
No, of course not.
Especially if used in that way, because it was in a bad used in other ways, like just trying to, I guess, be edgy or whatever, just using it or whatever, right? Like just not that, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Do you want to? Somebody's saying that some Cuffham guy wants to talk. I don't know. Was he one of the people involved in this, or?
If he's gonna act like a good faith, sure.
Okay, I don't know.
Well, I mean, giving up on people doesn't do any good. Let's be honest, right?
Doing what? Say that again.
Giving up on people doesn't really do anything for anybody, does it?
Well, I mean, it depends. When you say giving up on people, sometimes there's too much like psychic damage you have to endure to help some people. Like if there was like a black guy dealing with a genuine Nazi, I'd be like, it's not your job to reform this guy. No.
In context, you know, I'm being fucky about it, like Jesus Christ,
well, are you asking me like, do you think it's worth it for you to even bother with this? Like, should you just let them say whatever word they want?
No, I generally think it is. I think it's like whatever.
Oh, well, if you don't care that much, then why leave or make a big deal about it at all then?
Well, I'm saying, I can't have to entertain it.
Well, you don't have to entertain it, right? Like,
yeah, but I can't have to. It's whatever. I think it's fine.
Well, you kind of have. Wait, why do you think you have to?
Did I say that?
Wait, say that again. Do you?
Oh, yeah. I don't think I said that. Did I?
I don't know what you said for the last 5 sentences. Restate.
Okay. I said I think I care enough to entertain it.
You think you care enough to entertain them saying the word, or care enough to make them not say the word or not play with them if they
To hit them out on perspective about it, right?
Oh.
To be like, oh, are they a fucky person, or is it just like a misunderstanding?
Oh, okay. Sure. So, does that mean you want to talk to the guy, or?
Sure, yeah, I don't mind.
Gotcha.
Dude,
okay.
This is another world view that I try to uphold, right? Is that I generally think that even sometimes when people say, oh my god, this person is this or that, I try to be like, yeah, but I think people are here and there, and they're not like beyond repair in that way. Like, I think shutting down deadly on them or whatever is fine, right? Like, cause I was given a lot of chances in my life. I wanna kind of uphold that for other people. Yeah.
I think that's highly contextual. I wouldn't make a general rule for that. Like,
Fair.
people that are closer to you or have earned more trust or you have more obligations to, you're gonna have like more like reason to give them a lot of chances. So like if your wife or your child messes up, you're gonna give them a lot more chances than like a stranger on the street, right?
I don't think the person has failed me enough times to justify being like, oh my god, I got mad this one time about one thing, they're done forever. It's not, I think there's not a lot of verbal things that can have you have that mindset.
I feel like it really depends on a person's attitude, and it depends on like how they've approached a problem. I think, like I think there are some things where I'd be like, okay, yeah, fuck it, like we can give him another chance, I guess. And there are other things where I'd be like, one time on this, like, no, fuck you, this is retarded, like no.
Yeah, true.
But I think it would really depend. That's I don't know if I could ever generalize that. It would really depend on.
Chat, have him add Destiny because I'm doing this shit.
You're gonna.
Well, I mean, have him join the server or whatever.
I would have to drag him in. And we just do a call, right? Wouldn't that be easier?
The what?
Wouldn't it be easier to do it like a group call with us?
Oh yeah, so I'm playing this game and I'm kind of doing good, so I didn't want to. I'll tap out. I'll tap out.
Can he call you and then you drag me in and then we do it like that? Isn't that how it would work?
Yeah. I wanted to get to do all the work because I'm in this game. I'm kind of going hard, but it's alright. I'll do it.
Can't you just like float in your area for a little bit and not get eaten? Tab out and do it. Multitask. Didn't you play StarCraft in League? What the fuck?
I do circles.
Oh my god.
Okay, buddy. I can StarCraft this up. Here it comes.
I would do my research at the beginning of my stream, so I make sure I get it out of the way for the day. But it opens my streams with such a boring segment. But maybe that would be better for like knowledge.
Yo, I got it. Yeah. I got it, and I lost when I tapped out.
Yo,
What's up, bro?
it's good. I was just sharing my side of the story. You get what I'm saying? So I heard you wanted to hear my side. To you, so what you want to talk about? What we debating about?
I was debating about it. I was trying to figure out like my views and how it's developed with the question. I agree with the that you talk for, and I'm okay for that. See, the thing I didn't have to tell you guys or whatever, right? Or I could have, is that it's not about me, right? It's not about whatever you use it against me or whatever, right? Because it doesn't really hurt me myself, right? It's much more like when I'm shooting or whatever, right? And when we're in a group, and if we use certain words in that way, whatever, right? Wait, is the wrong guy?
Nah. It's me and Snaggy, but no.
Well, that was the wrong guy.
What you mean the wrong guy?
Oh, it's the wrong guy.
Oh, I didn't apologize yet.
Oh, Schmags is only on Twitter, and you're here.
Yeah.
Oh, then why are you here? Did you do something? Did you see something bad today? I don't remember.
I was talking to you on COD, and you called me poor and a thug and yeah, like.
I did not call you a thug. That did not happen.
You did call me a thug.
I did not call you a thug. It didn't happen.
Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. Wait. Tug or thug?
Thug. He was like, this is not the streets. You don't got a gun. You don't got a gun in your hand. It's a controller.
Hold on. I think you can understand it. You think people were saying like, bro, they're saying they're gonna rob you like that, and then you get to like yelling and shit and doing a bunch of shit that was like acting tough. That the essence that you were acting tough.
It's called COD.
Exactly. So what I said is that, yo, bro, you're not tough. You're not gangster. Like you're not.
Oh, nigga, I'm a gangster just like you.
What I meant by that? I didn't mean I didn't mean to compare it like that. Oh, you're a thug. I mean like the behavior that you were doing and what you were talking is like behavior that's like kind of gang, and I'm like, you're not about that life. It's just trash. I mean, it doesn't mean with you being a thug.
I used to be about that life, but I put down my flag years ago.
I'll let you in. I'll let you in today. Yeah, maybe you were a thug if you want to be. It's not what I was like.
No, but what I'm talking about, when me and my friend Snaggy Nose, my day one homies, we're not homophobic. If we're saying it directly to you, that doesn't mean it goes to the people that's actually gay. Unless, what I was saying is, unless you're actually gay, and then if you're actually gay, then we apologize. But if you're not actually gay, then there's nothing to apologize about, and it was towards you, and it was COD shit.
Yeah. So, if this might sound complicated, maybe I'm wrong about it. No, I'm not. That's kind of like, I don't agree with that last part, because if the intention is that, oh, like you think I'm gay, so you're gonna use that word or whatever, right? It's still the intention, and I think that kind of hits like the people that are watching. I think across the board, like, I think it kind of hits the target. You know, the target isn't like me, it's like them. Does that make sense? That's
so what about the thugs? What about the thug target? The people that stuck in the streets with guns and shit that can't get out the streets and they get killed every day. What about them?
Well, I mean,
it's a community. It's a gay community and it's a thug community. You know what I'm saying? We both use them. I didn't use the F word towards the gay community. I used it towards you, as in COD shit talk. We was all riled up. We was winning wagers, like, you know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But in that way, I don't think I belittled or had a negative thing to say about actual thugs. All I say is that the way you're acting and tough in context, you are not a target. I'm not saying that their lifestyle is not good or like they're lesser for it. I'm just saying you are not a target. So I don't think I'm being I'm not insulting the people that are actual thugs. And even if I were, I don't think that legitimate thugs are a protected class or like a marginalized minority of some sorts. Like, what?
See, yeah, I see what you're saying. So what you're saying is you wasn't attacking the actual thugs, and what I'm saying, I'm saying is we wasn't actually attacking the gays.
I think the difference. I think what XQC is saying is that like, if you talk tough or act tough in a game or something, that's like you're not like a thug in real life. That was like the joke. It wasn't because you were black or because he like is stereotyping you as a thug. Whereas if you call XQC a fag, it's not because he's acting gay in the game. It's because of like a picture you saw or something like meta or outside of the game. It sounds like, is that what he's saying?
I mean, it's the same thing.
I mean, it's not really at all, but...
He kissed the guy. He gets to say he was trolling.
Well, yeah, wait, but did he kiss the guy in Call of Duty? And that's what you were talking about?
That's what I seen it on Call of Duty.
Like in the game, you can do that now? I haven't played any of the recent COD.
No,
Can you kiss people in the game, or...?
No, Spad. I pulled it up on the side and I seen it. And I was like, oh shit, because we were talking shit at first and they was like, cuff look. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, You know, I wasn't looking at it like...
was he pulling up like videos of you thugging on the side? Or was he just talking about stuff you were saying in game? Because there's a difference, right?
What do you mean videos of me thugging? Like, what did you...
As in videos of you on the street, okay, being a soldier or some bullshit. Was he looking at shit from you out of the game, or was he responding to words that you were saying in the game? Right?
He probably did. See, I don't know what he saw. I wasn't in his stream. I was in Aiden's stream because we wasn't on each other's team, so I wasn't in his stream at all. Like, I was on Aiden's stream. And
okay, well, it sounds like he said that he was referring to something in particular that you said. Did you say those things in particular? And then he was responding to those things? I don't think that's like a hit on your background or anything else. It just sounded like he was referring to what you were saying in the game. Or was he referring to things about him, like, personally outside of the game?
That's what I'm saying. I didn't bring. I said I'm talking about. I was talking in the game, on the game. It wasn't nothing outside the game. Once we load up COD, everything is on COD. What happens on COD stays on COD. When you get off COD, it's a whole different world. You know
okay, so if he
like,
called you the N-word in COD, then you'd be cool with that?
Like which type of N-word?
The one with the hard R.
What do you mean if I would be cool with that? It's shit talk. I'm not gonna care, but the black community probably gonna care.
Wait, why? But it's just in COD. Why should they care?
That's what I'm saying. Why should, if it's in COD, why should XQC try to say that his gay community care if he didn't hear from them? That's basically the same thing you're saying. It's not a one-way street. It goes two ways. I know I'm Miranda, I know I'm broke,
I'm not saying it's one way. I'm just saying that like to say that like, well, something you say in COD is only in COD and it doesn't come out like it just seems like obviously that's not true, right? You can say things in the game that can be incredibly personal about things outside of the game that people are going to take a certain type of way. That's pretty obvious, right?
Of course, but I'm saying that the only reason why I think this is a big deal is because SQC might be actually gay. If he is, if you're actually gay, SQC, you don't want to come out yet, I apologize, and I didn't mean it like in that way, but it was just some shit. I'm thinking you're straight. So
it has nothing to do with him being gay or not. It has to do with finding things outside of the game and then making fun of him in the game for those things. That's not like shit talk in the game and then pretending that, and you might think it's okay, that's fine, but him making fun of things that you're saying in the game is not the same as you making fun of him for things you found outside the game. Those are two completely different things.
What's the difference? What's the difference? Why does it matter though? It's shit talk.
Because I think the intention is that, the intention is if you're using it because you think I'm gay or whatever, even though it doesn't hit me, that intention hits other people. That was just my point about it. It's not that you don't have to.
Well, no, it's not about the intention. It's like, let's say that you're playing games, and let's say there's a white kid and he's playing with a black kid, and he knows that the kid is black and they're playing games, and let's say that the black kid says something like, "Fuck me, I just failed the 8th grade and I'm getting held back again, and my parents can't afford to send me to a tutor or whatever." And let's say your friend's like, "Damn, you're fucking retarded and broke." He's not being racist, right? But let's say that a white kid is playing with a black kid and he just knows the kid is black and that's it. The kid doesn't say anything. He's just like playing it. He's like, "Man, you sound like a broke, uneducated dipshit." Well, that feels kind of racist, right? In one, he's responding to something the guy said in the game, and in another, he's just making assumptions based on things outside of the game or like based on the person's appearance, right?
Well, in the game, my character not fat, and in the game, I got a lot of money on the game, so I'm not fat and broke in the game. So when he said I was fat and broke, nigga, that came outside the game. That hurt my heart because I am fat and broke. So that's the same shit, nigga. He bringing up I'm fat and broke. That's outside the game. I'm gonna bring up he kissed another outside the game. That's just how it is, my nigga. It's even. It's even. We was talking, we was having fun. That is what it is. Am I fat and broke in the game? No, I'm fat and broke outside of the game. So it's the same.
I think because of the world views, I feel like there's some words and some things that I should have more tact when using, right? And even though you might not agree with it, I feel like race and sexual orientation and other things are kind of like a little bit more protected in that way, right? And I try to not kind of do jokes about that and kind of hit him on that. That makes sense. So
No, I get what you're saying.
I don't think that like I don't think that it's like a label that like bad people should have the protection for, right? Same way for like short or ugly, like it's not like a protected class. It's not like, oh, you can't say if you're fat, you're not like protected. That's just how I feel about it.
It is a thing called fatophobic though. It is a thing called that.
Yeah, but I'm fatphobic. What about it? I mean, I'm openly about that.
Well, then no, I'm just kidding. I'm not. But it's a thing called brokophobic too. Like you just shit on everybody. Gotta pay rent. You pay rent. You pay rent. I got millions. I got $1 million watch. Like how you think people in your chat feel? Everybody not rich. Everybody in your chat not rich. Everybody in my chat not rich.
It's just you get to pick and choose your worldviews, right? You get to choose what you would like to hit people on and joke about, right? And people get to choose what they like to joke about or what they can be hit about or not, right? It's just a personal choice. I think it's kind of lame, and I don't like that thing on my stream. Things were like, some people in my life feel like if they're gay, they get targeted by that. It's just like a personal choice. You don't have to agree with it, but that's kind of why I withdrew. That's all. So I was just telling you, I don't give a fuck if you guys say to me. I'm just not gonna stick around because use that language, right? In that way, when I'm around, it's nothing to do with me.
Yeah, no, that's just what you want to do. Which I respect that. Which we're not gonna be using that word like that because we don't really use it like in terms of hate or like hate speech or anything like that. But it was just more so. I just want to let you know that me and my friend, because we talked last night, we had a long talk with Train and a whole bunch of other kick people. Like we was using it as in like towards you only, and we thinking you're not gay, so we thinking like, oh, it's not gonna like, we just it's just shit talk, like we all call each other.
Yeah, for sure.
When we say it's shit talk, what does that mean?
When you talk shit on the game.
Yeah, but like, why is it shit talk?
What do you mean? Why is this shit tough? You never played COD, nigga? I know you play League of Legends. And
Bro,
shit,
you're like
Call of Duty.
19 years old. Why are you asking for a play games? I'm asking you a question for why is it shit
I'm telling
okay?
you, because it's called, when you're playing the game, you like to say, oh, I shit on you, f you, and then somebody else responds, like, oh, bitch, fat. You know, whatever. And then
Yeah,
you
but
just,
why is it? So for instance, why do you call somebody fat? Why is that an insult? Because nobody wants to be fat. Being fat is ugly, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah, I like being fat.
sure. So if you call him, what's the point? What's the insult? Like, what are you trying to affect there? What's the goal?
That's not the point.
What is the
It's
point?
the goal is that he decided to kiss a boy, so I made a joke about it. Because he's not actually gay. If he was actually gay and kissed a boy, then I'll be like, okay, that's not really a joke. But it's a joke because he's not actually gay, so it's gonna hit him. He's like, I did do that. Damn, he got me right there. You get what I'm saying? Like, you don't understand how jokes work?
I guess not. I'm not at that level yet.
Is it not so?
Didn't you say hard R and shit, like, and nigga and all that? The
Thou
fuck?
fared
Yeah, all the
well
time,
to
man.
find
But that's because
So
I'm
what?
racist.
that
It's
cometh thee
different.
not for the great
Yeah, so you're
God
racist.
to
Yes.
us.
Well, I hate
My
crackers.
advice true.
That's cool. You can be racist too.
Forget
We can all be racist together, my
The
friend.
legend of Artorias.
Cracker.
None but a fabrication.
Is that what we're doing
You
now?
didn't say it. See, I tested you on purpose. I was saying what you gonna say it. So obviously you're not racist. You're just baiting the chat.
Wait, I have to say the
N-word.
N-word to be racist?
Go
There's
not
not other ways I can be
yonder
racist?
knocking for nothing.
No, because I seen a clip of you saying like, oh, if he gonna call me this, I'm gonna call him that. So I called you this, and you didn't say that. That's I was just testing you. I was just saying what you was gonna
Maybe
say.
I don't think you're black enough to be racist against.
Nevertheless, I feel some liking for it.
I'm on EBT, and I stayed in the projects for 10 years.
Only 10 years? Which project?
And I eat fried chicken, I drive a Hellcat.
Friends of the forest groves.
Does it bounce up and down?
Yeah,
Wilt thou not join
We got
us?
spinners.
Oh,
yeah.
yes, I believe we would suit thee well.
That's all I was saying though, man. That's all I was saying. But it's not nothing that deep. You know, I just want to say like, cause I enjoy doing the COD lobbies, the COD leaders and shit. You know, I don't want it to end because of some miscommunication. We not homophobic. I have a gay
Let us
brother, literally.
establish.
I just called him on the phone. I have a gay brother. He's 17. So yeah, I just want to say, yeah, it's not nothing that serious. You know, we should squash it. You know, if you don't like that word being used,
No.
you can set that stamp and we won't use it while you join the call and you're live.
I respect that. I respect that. I see. It's not like I'm not gonna be bitches about it, right? And I had about a bunch of shit that
If mine
like
senses
don't say the R word, don't say somebody's ugly or like bro.
Yeah.
It's like that one thing. I don't know when my people are targeted, and I think I don't like it, right? The same way that some people don't agree, but my stance is that when you use this thing in a targeted way, right? If you justify that, it's gonna be hard to justify saying telling people to stop if they say the N word, right? Just like if you're using a word or a slur to be hateful, right? In that way, and the worst word you can use for somebody that's gay is the F word. I mean, if somebody wants to go against you, I mean, the worst word the word they can use is probably the N word, right? How can you justify using one and not the other? That's kind of where I'm at on that, but I don't know.
No, I feel that. I don't justify it though. If I say like, if I call somebody something and they're like, oh, shut up, I'm like, you know, it depends on the level of like how much you.
Well,
like.
I mean,
You're not gonna say that to a random person.
I mean, not the A one, like you know, the big one.
See, the big one, that's a whole different level though. Like they got history behind it. The
I
F word.
gotta put the F word at the same level of like intent on hatefulness. N word, F word. I kind of hold them up like almost nearly the same. That's where I'm at.
Trying to get that, but like I ain't gonna lie, I swear to God, I watched the video and a guy went around asking all gay people at an LGBTQ event. He asked them, "Do y'all take the hard F serious?" And majority of the people say like, nah, not really. Like it is what it is. But that don't justify anything.
Because some people don't use it like against them, like probably I'm assuming it because a lot of people still have it in their vocabulary, not in a targeted way against people, right? But if you do it against people specifically, I mean that's just hateful conduct. That's kind of how I feel about it. Of course, they probably don't care about general usage, but if it's used against them in a hateful way, don't think they like it. At least the majority of them.
Yeah, of course, and the hard R is I mean, I don't think the hard R on the same level as the F word, because the hard R got history behind it. It ain't like it was some shit going on where like, fucking like, I ain't even gonna say his name, where like some type of president was just killing like them directly and saying like, oh, come here, F word, and it's not history behind that word like that. It's just a word that people made to be mean. the hard R is a word that got slavery behind it, got like hanging on trees and like all this bad stuff behind it. So it's not like the same level. I'll bring it like a little bit tear down from the hard R, but I do get what you're saying.
I do that that's like a tough. It's in my opinion, it's just kind of overall like a tough sell when you try to like justify being hateful. That's just kind of how I feel about it. It's like if you go all the, do you think people compute history and usage and all of that when they use a certain word? No. People say I want to be. People in their head they're like I want to be hateful. What can I say against this person that will make them feel they're the worst? I will use that word, right? And I think the F word is kind of exactly how it's why people don't remind the L word because 9% of the time it's not being used against some people that has a mental disability. Do you agree with that or not?
Nah, I agree with that completely. I agree with that.
Like, if you never use it against a gay people and you use the F word, right? Whatever, right? I can kind of agree that if these are your worldviews, you do your thing. I don't do it, but you do your thing. But if you purposely use it against gay people in that way, you can see why they'd be mad about it. And I think that's like the same type of behavior that you have who uses the N-word with the hard R against black people. The intent is to be hateful because of the history behind it, right? And I don't think people can compute the history in their usage. It's just hatefulness.
What you're saying, but like I said, like we didn't use it towards a gay person unless you're. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I think I mean I don't want to put words in his mouth, but that was kind of the intention. He said, "I saw you kiss a dude." Blah 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 F word. That's gonna. I think that was the intended target.
No, but we know. But like, if we didn't know you, then I understand that. But we know you're not gay. Unless that's what I'm saying. Unless you are gay, and then that changes the whole conversation. You get what I'm saying? Like we didn't say it. Like y'all can be like, oh yeah, you kissed a guy. Haha, you're an F word. Ha. No, it's not saying like, oh. That's to be hateful towards a gay person because we actually think you're not gay. But if you are gay and you actually like fucking boys and kissing guys, then that makes it hate speech. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, so at the time, I mean, maybe he wants to not backpedal or maybe just kind of double down on it. I kind of feel like him prefacing with, "Oh, you kiss dudes," F word.
No, he didn't say that. Like, we didn't say you kiss dudes. We said we said SQC, you kiss the guy, and then you are, and then we didn't even say it all in one say. We like you kiss the guy. Oh, you F word. No, it's not like that. You're not gay unless you are gay. Like I said, then it's not towards hateful people. It's not hateful. It's not towards gay people directly because we think you're not gay.
But if it was a white person and he was acting weird and you called him like, oh, like you're acting like an N-word or something, is that okay as long as he's not actually black?
I mean, you're basically saying that when you say thug. I mean, that's just another word for saying nigga.
I didn't say tug.
Okay, you probably did say thug.
I did not say tug. I did not say that. I know who came up with this shit. You look at the clips. I did not say tug.
Did he say tug or not, Chad? Did he say tug?
I did not say tug.
Everybody's saying you did say it.
You just look at the clip. I did not say tug.
I mean, somebody post a clip. I'm telling you.
People are saying that he said gangster, so maybe when you heard gangster, you assumed thug?
I said you are not gangster. People were acting tough. I said you are not a gangster. You're not on the streets, bro. You're in an online lobby.
Okay, so if you kissing a guy, I could be like, all right, you're not an F word. So stop acting like it. You're not an F word. That's weird. Stop kissing guys and stuff because you're not an F word.
Well, a gay person isn't an F word unless you mean that hatefully, which the word in this usage is being hateful. That's just how that goes. Like, what? Am I even crazy here? Like, what? You're equating gay person equals F word. So
or also, somebody said, wait, and somebody's saying it's not just saying that like, oh, you kissed a guy. Somebody said you literally said go suck a dick, which seems like a little more targeted.
What you mean? Like I was talking to him and you shit talking. Like you were saying a thug shit, and then I said, all right,
I didn't say tug. I didn't say that. I know what I said. I did not say tug.
Yeah, well, I just know that. I just want to let you know, like, cause it was stuff coming out. Like I don't know, you was like implying to your chat, like to your community that like we're like homophobic, which I'm just saying like we're not homophobic. We're just talking to you directly.
And I get that. How do I word this properly?
I said, nigga, they're all NPCs and I'm every topic. I mean, that's not.
It's like he's not. If it was just
who is this? Why am I even looking at this? Why are you looking at this?
Me and you only in the room. I'd be like, whatever. Like, I wouldn't cry about it and getting mad about it, right? But I do know over the years that with the community I have, it's like, it's not something I want to have around. And it's not a behavior I want to tolerate or whatever. Because I don't
He's one of their friends in their circle.
And continue with, like, whatever hurt they have to continue on my stream. I just don't want to have that. It's just that one word. It's not that big of a deal. So, like,
Yeah, I get it.
I don't know how to accept an apology on somebody else's behalf. But like, I appreciate you guys care, but the way you're wording it, it seems like nobody understands it. It feels
I
like
get what you're saying. You
nobody
saying you don't
gets-
want that
nobody
word.
gets it.
You don't want that word around you on your stream. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I understand that. Like what y'all said. Like we all had a talk last night. You know, if I don't want the car lobby to ruin off that. So obviously, like if you say, okay, well, you basically just said it. You said, okay, I don't like that word being said on my channel. Like people that watches me for me to hear that word. We understand that part. Which I said, if we were to play COD Wages and stuff, obviously we want to be like spamming that word or like F. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, okay, that's
Yeah,
SQC
well,
standard. That's what he wants. You know?
And I wouldn't have left if it was just flying F word. Like I think, dude, like that's kind of cooked. But like, if it wasn't like, if you guys didn't put the stuff behind it, like oh blah blah blah, like stick a dick or whatever the fuck. That's kind of like where it kind of goes overboard because it feels like it's a bullet that's like meant for that. And you know, it doesn't hit me. It's other people. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, yeah, I know what you're saying. Like,
That's it.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
And do you even agree with me on like the equivalency of like wanting to be hateful and like the use of the N word? Because I understand it that F word and N word are like two different tiers, but I think hatefulness is just one tier, and it's like because it's just one word. That's how I equate it.
No, hatefulness
still here?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the conversation is kind of looping. I feel like when you start bringing in stuff from outside of the game, you're talking about something like different than when you're insulting based on in the game. Like I think that it's like it's a substantially different conversation, or substantively different conversation. But I don't think everybody in this call agrees with that. So I don't know.
Agrees with what? Agrees with what?
Like if you're bringing in stuff from outside of the game to like attack somebody on, then obviously it's a bit more personal. So then you're gonna start looking at that a lot differently than what you would attack people for based on what they've said in the game.
So where I draw the line is that if you know or you don't know, you're just shooting with random bullets. Usually it's gonna find, well, a lot of times people are like, oh dude, don't call people broke. Sometimes like it.
Yeah, but I understand what you're saying. Hold on, that's your perspective. His perspective is that like, well, as long as you're not the actual thing that he's insulting you for, then it's not that big of a deal. That's his perspective. That like, well, it's not really. I can't be homophobic against you if you're not gay. Like, so
Well,
whatever.
it's intention based. That's how I see it.
But even for intent,
based.
it's not just intention. It's a difference in application because he'll say that even if the intention, he'll say that the intention is determined by knowing whether or not you're actually gay. Because he's saying that if he knew you were gay, he wouldn't say the word, right? So he's saying that he would change it based on the intention, right?
Well, I feel like intention is drawn when you put the pretext behind it. That's why I was saying it. With the preface of like, oh, dude, I see the clip. I whatever, like you're kissing dudes. I think the intent is